In 2008, Maryland had a problem. They needed money, so they did what seemed obvious: tax the rich. 8,000 millionaires, simple math, $106 million more every year. Problem solved, everyone celebrated. Here's what actually happened. Year 2, someone counted the millionaires again. There were only 6,000. 2,000 millionaires had vanished. They simply moved. Instead of gaining $106 million, Maryland lost $257 million in total tax revenue. Oregon tried the same thing, lost billions. Same story, different state. And here's the thing, nobody tells you about economics. It doesn't care what you intended, it only cares what you rewarded. Maryland intended to raise money. What they actually did was reward millionaires for leaving. So the millionaires left. And they took their businesses, their restaurants, their jobs with them. Intentions don't move the world. Incentives do. Now here's the second thing most people never learn. Every choice has a cost. Venezuela has massive oil reserves. They should be one of the richest nations on earth. They're broke. Switzerland has nothing in the ground. No oil, no minerals, no natural advantage. They're one of the wealthiest countries alive. Same rule, different choices. Here's what this looks like up close. You buy a BMW for $50,000. Leather seats. You feel like you made it. But if you'd bought a $20,000 Toyota and invested the difference, in 30 years, that gap becomes $250,000. The BMW didn't cost you $50,000. It cost you $250,000. Every dollar you spend is not just money, it's what that money could have become. Same with your time, same with your energy, same with your attention. Once you start seeing trade-offs, you can't unsee them. Now for the idea that will change how you see the entire world. Soviet leader Gorbachev once visited Britain. He asked Margaret Thatcher, "How do you make sure people get food?" She said, "I don't. Prices do." London hasn't grown enough food to feed itself for over a century. Millions of people, 3 meals a day. No minister of sandwiches. No government office decides where the bread goes. And yet, every morning, fresh fish from Norway, beef from Argentina, coffee from Brazil arrives on time. Nobody is coordinating this. Prices are. When something is scarce, the price rises. Suppliers rush to make more. When there's too much, the price drops. Suppliers slow down. No meetings, no plans, no government orders. The price is the only signal telling everyone the truth at once. So what happens when you silence that signal? New York City has thousands of abandoned apartments sitting empty. Homeless people sleep on the street right outside those buildings. 4 times as many empty apartments as there are homeless people. How does this happen? Rent control. Politicians capped what landlords could charge. Rent stayed low. Sounds like a win. But at that lower price, suddenly everyone wanted their own place. The college student who planned to stay home gets an apartment. The widow keeping the 3-bedroom to herself stops thinking about moving. Everyone grabs extra. The people who actually need it get nothing. And landlords, they stopped fixing things, stopped repairing roofs. Buildings rotted, some walked away entirely. That's how you get thousands of empty apartments in a city full of homeless people. Zimbabwe kept food prices artificially low during its inflation crisis. Stores emptied within hours. Farmers stopped bringing food to market. Selling at the controlled price meant losing money. So they didn't sell. People starved, while crops rotted on farms. Set the price too low, shortage. Set it too high, surplus rots. Either way, you break the system. And here's the cruel part. Price controls are supposed to help the poor. But when the thing disappears, rich people find workarounds. They know someone. The poor suffer most. The solution becomes the problem. Now here's what most people get completely wrong about profit. Profit is not greed. Profit is a signal. It says, keep going. People want this. And a loss? A loss is equally valuable. It says, stop. Nobody wants this. When a company keeps losing money and finally shuts down, that sounds sad. It's actually good for everyone. That company was using engineers, steel, electricity to make something nobody wanted. When it dies, those engineers go work somewhere useful. That steel becomes something needed. But when governments say this company is too big to fail and keep funding it, The signal breaks. The waste continues, funded by your taxes. Look at your own life right now. The things making you money, making you happy. Do more of that. And that side project bleeding cash for 3 years. Kill it. That's not failure. That's the market telling you the truth. Last one. And this one will change how you see the world. You have a sandwich. Your friend has pizza. You trade halves. Did the total amount of food change? No. Are you both happier? Yes. That's trade. It creates value without creating more stuff. Politicians talk about trade between countries like it's a war. We're losing to China. They're stealing our jobs. We need to win. But if trade were a war, why would both sides keep doing it for centuries? Think about it this way. You're a lawyer charging $300 an hour. You're also pretty good at cleaning. Should you clean your own office? No. Hire a cleaner for $20. Use that hour to do legal work instead. You make $300, pay $20, and you're way ahead. Countries work the exact same way. Trade isn't war, it's cooperation. Both sides win. Always have. This whole video comes down to one idea. Incentives drive everything. Prices tell the truth. Controls break the system. Profit and loss are honest feedback, not enemies. Trade makes everyone richer. Understanding economics won't make you rich, but it will make you impossible to fool. And in a world full of politicians promising easy answers, that might be worth more.